say money can't buy you happiness. I disagree.
¿Cómo
Gigi,
estás, Howard? How are you?
Good to see you, finally.
You look great.
Thank you. You look great as well. So congratulations on the movie, the second feature film now.
That's
the first
right.
chance I've had to speak to you about a feature film. So congratulations, I loved it. Really loved it to bits.
Thank you. Oh, that's awesome, Howard. Thank you so much.
So I was just speaking to Adriana, Joshua, and Richard, and they speak the world of you, especially Adriana. She really appreciated the fact that you reinvigorated her and you made her feel that she kind of had this energy that she didn't realize that she still had. So she was really appreciative of that.
That's awesome. And she said that to me. She really halfway through was like, "Hi, Gigi, ¿qué estoy haciendo?" Like she was so in awe of what she could do. And I feel in Bingo Hell for her, she plays with all emotions. Like she goes super comedy, she goes so funny to super emotional to really in the world of, Rob Zombie horror. I think she goes through this super fun circle of emotions in the movie that that's really cool to hear that she said.
And I think she went beyond the Call of Duty. I think she went a lot further than you expected, because when she got that baton, no, she asked for the real one. She didn't want the fake one, no, in case she hurt herself with the fake one.
That's right. She would ask for the real one many times. Like it's even with the shotgun, even though we weren't allowed too often with the real one, she'd ask for it, and she would get so into it. A lot of those takes where she's epic and fighting with a weapon, it really was only one or two takes. Like she was just in it to kill it, literally.
And I mean, being so young, it's just on your second feature film. What was it about? Why did you decide to go with kind of a veteran cast and the whole bingo setting? What was there a specific reason why you wanted to go with this veteran cast from such an early stage in your career?
I mean, to be honest, it's been a dream of mine to work with seasoned actors. I think they just bring such a beautiful dynamic that as a starting out filmmaker, I want to learn from them. I want to experience that. And ever since I saw Babel, I was like, wow, like that's the kind of actor, that's the type of director I want to aspire to be. Little did I know in this little horror movie, Adriana would say yes, or somebody like L. Scott Caldwell.
Yeah.
So, when we were first starting to create this fun idea at a bingo hall, my co-writer, Shane McKenzie, who really came up with this wild idea, he said to me, Gigi, why don't we, let's make this movie about the perspective of the grandchildren that they drag to go play bingo. And I said to him, okay, but just imagine grumpy old men in a Rob Zombie universe. What would that look like? And he was like, that's genius. And once we started talking about it, we were like, you know what? It's been a long time since I've seen a cast like that. And it's so exciting. I mean, sure, Cocoon or Battery's not included, but it's been a long time.
So a long time ago.
So it's exciting.
I mean, but writing, I mean, obviously, I think Shane does most of the writing, but I assume you kind of go back and forth with each other. It must have been pretty tricky to get your head around kind of writing for that generation. No? What did you use for inspiration? Maybe your parents or something? I don't know. Was there any specific inspiration to help you?
Oh, yeah.
I know that your dad has a cameo, for example. We're allowed to say that. No? Your father has a very quick cameo, no?
Yes, there you go. You got it, my friend. Everybody in this film is inspired by somebody we know. Everybody. And this started out with Shane's mother-in-law, who goes to play bingo. And then, the more and more we would work on it, Lupita was so clear that she was my grandma. And the way Adriana acts, it's like I'm watching my abuela. Even when she goes, like it's the same thing. And, that it's been amazing to just kind of see so much of our personalities infused into the script. A lot of the banter, because there is so much talking in this movie. It really is a lot of Shane and myself talking back and forth So the
Mhm.
passing of the script really helped on showing that banter feels so natural. Um, and just the way Clarence is, or Morris, or Yolanda is, they were just based on so many people we know through a tia, a tío, you know, an older friend of the parents. So it was a lot of fun. It was, the only tricky thing was writing for the pandemic. But
Right.
writing for this cast was easy because we just put our personalities into it, knowing that this cast is going to adapt and make it their own.
Uh-huh. I mean, you said that it's based on, it's inspired by people that have been surrounded you. Have those people since seen the film, and have they talked to you about it and said what they think
Not,
about what you, yeah?
not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, they
I'm
haven't seen it
waiting
yet,
for
no.
all of them to see it when it comes out. And the coolest part, my friend, is that Adriana is my abuela's favorite actress. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah, no,
her
my kids were like,
top.
why is she gonna, you're going to speak to Dora, Explorer Dora's abuela? They're like, yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see that reaction when she's like, oh, it's Adriana. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
But was Adriana specifically your first choice for Lupita?
Yes, since the
She was.
writing of the script, well,
Uh-huh.
100%.
And
It
Dolores
was,
as well, because Dolores and Lupita, the banter between those two is just fantastic. They're just brilliant
yeah,
together.
it was definitely her
Amazing.
and Richard Brake. It
Right.
was it was very just clear from the start. You know, it was almost like, let's get someone like them. Little did I know we would. So super cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I've got to talk about Richard Brake. He's brilliant. I said to him before, I said it took me back to kind of like Freddy Krueger in kind of the first film, and Wishmaster, the first Wishmaster. But at the
Yes.
same time, it must have been really kind of weird to play that darkness as a bingo master. So I mean, that must have been really difficult to write, and then really difficult to kind of work with him and kind of really hone it to get this really just kind of just the right balance, no?
It was because even at first Richard was like, I think I'm overplaying it. I think I'm too big. And I said to him, this is the kind of script you can go big. You can have fun like Freddie. You know, you can
Yeah.
go there because it's such a out of this world character. The movie doesn't take itself so serious, which is the whole escapism of it. And he really
Mm-hmm.
understood that. And I think what Richard did amazingly was, rather than being Willy Wonka, which is an easy choice, he really made the complex choice to ground and humanize Mr. Big. So it really looks like the charming guy that sells cars down the street. He really looks like that charming salesman you should listen to, because that can be charming, manipulative, and convincing. So that, I think that was that beautiful dynamic that allowed Richard to go from point A to point B just crazy by the end of the film. So if
Yeah.
he
I mean,
starts, yeah,
Adriana said as well that every time that she shared a scene with him, he surprised her. He flummoxed her every time, but she wasn't expecting him to go the directions that he went.
Say that again. It cut out. Sorry.
No, Adriana said that every time that she shared a scene with Richard, she didn't know what to expect because she didn't really know which way he was going to go with it.
Exactly. And he's such an interesting actor. He would be the type of actor you don't really call cut on. He himself would reset and go bigger and weirder and scarier on his own until he just kind of said, okay, that's my limit. That's the wildest or craziest I think it is. And I would be with my mouth all the way to the ground, terrified, like, cat. He
No,
was
it's really great
really
because
interesting.
it's like I said, it's like it really does take the performance out there, and it's kind of comical, but it really does scare you. It nails it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the younger generation. What were you looking for in the younger generation? Because it really felt like you had something to say about the younger generation, the hipsters. No, you it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, you're only young, and you're like writing this social commentary about these hipsters that are taking the world over.
It's true. I really wanted to break the stereotype for the elders of the weak and the old, which we know of. And I think it's been really easy for for them to be run over by the younger generation. So definitely I wanted that to be clear. And also the importance of having young characters to represent also the past, from Eric and Caleb. We're so used to seeing in films history being said or shared through those that are the older and the wiser, those that have known the history. But why not now hear the history through the perspective of those that got help from the elders, of those that appreciate what the elders have done and why they're legends. I think the character of Eric, especially, you know, showcasing that he was a very dark child, dark history, but it's thanks to chingonas like Lupita and Dolores that have whipped them into shape. And we don't take into account enough what the older generation can do for us, how much they influence us. So combining, you know, the truth and the consideration of what they do for us through Eric, combining that with the hipsters coming in and taking it all over, it's easy to show how much we take them for granted. So it was just it was just having that dynamic. It's subtle, but for us was really important to have that.
So I mean, obviously this film's got a lot of undertones, a lot of social commentary, but coming from the production company you've got called Lucha Gore, obviously there's going to be plenty of gore in store as well now. Can you explain a little bit about how far you wanted to take it this way? How, I mean, it feels very kind of 70s, 80s. It does feel kind of a bit like I think there was a comparison to Reanimator when the trailer came out, something like that. Was that the kind of thing you were going for this time?
100%, 100%. I think, listen, Howard, I think the moment you put slime in a movie, it's going to be fun. You know, it has such a nostalgic vibe to it and feel that, you know, I just kind of said out loud, you know, we should just bring slime back. Slime represents such a fun and iconic era of the genre that we just don't see anymore. And so that was the goal, that just to focus on the fun of it. So it was all about blood and slime, didn't have to go anywhere else. Sure, we could have gone gorier, but there's always, you know, that balance of making it fun for everybody. And that was the goal with this movie, that you can sit and watch it with your grandparents, right? So
yeah, no, that's right. Sam, talking to that, I think you like to convince your parents to watch horror films and say it's something else, no?
Very much. I can't wait for them to see this one. I really can't wait. It's going to be great.
And we're running out of time. So just to finish off then, when I was speaking to Adriana, I was saying I didn't want to give anything away about who survives or who gets through or anything, but there's definitely potential there to take some of those characters and give it a sequel or a spin-off or something. I'd love to see some of those characters somewhere else. Is that something you had in mind?
Of course, we should do. I think that would be fun. I mean, even Dolores, you know, she says to everyone, can we take Oak Springs by the beach? So, you know, I think Bingo Hell 2 should take place in Cancun when they're all on vacation, playing loteria. I think that would be fun. The Mexican Mr. Big is going to be the scary one now. But
no, that's what she said.
I think the sequel would be great.
No, Adriana says she's only doing a sequel of Mr. Big is in it as well, she said.
That Mr. Big strikes back. I love that.
Exactly. Brilliant. Well, listen, it's been so good to speak to you, Gigi. Hopefully we can speak to each other in person next time.
Sounds good.
I wish you the best of luck with the film.
You're doing good. I hope you're doing excellent.
Yeah, no, we'll keep it safe.
Lovely to see.
We may be older, but we still have plenty of life to live.